Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a casted game of Age of Empires 4, and today we've got Leenock spawning in the north corner of the map, in red as the French. And he's going to be going up to the next stage with a school of cavalry facing up against Recon in the south, in blue, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Going to be going up with the Archon Chapel on that wood line. The tricky part of this is that, well, the map is the prairie. And the French, well, they really thrive on this map because of the fact that they can get the early French Royal Knight out, get that map control, be aggressive, have the mobility on the map. Now, the Holy Roman Empire, on the other hand, whilst they do have a strong economy in the form of the prelate, boosting the gathering speed by 40% of these villages. The difficult part of this civilization on this particular map is the fact that they will burn through the wood very quickly. The wood line is very small on prairie, and well, this is something that the French could take advantage of. The Holy Roman Empire will need to move out to other areas of the map very quickly, other wood lines which are far more exposed and very prone to attack from the French Royal Knights. As Recon reaches that feudal age first for the Holy Roman Empire, nothing too spectacular happening just yet. 3 villagers going on the School of Cavalry. It is going to be a wheelbarrow build, so we haven't seen this all that often recently. Now, there are kind of a couple of variants of the French opening. One is the wheelbarrow build, as we can see here with Leenock doing, getting that wheelbarrow nicely just after he ages up, but, you know, queues it up very early. As opposed to the, I suppose, the Lucifron build, where he goes up with 5 villagers on the School of Cavalry, gets a French Royal out very quickly to put some pressure. We do see the barracks coming out for the Holy Roman Empire. Standard opening, you expect, obviously, playing up against the French, you expect to be facing up against knights. But with this matchup, I feel like it's a tough one for HRE, the Holy Roman Empire. Will Recon be able to do something about it? Does look to be going on stone, maybe to get an outpost with arrow slits, or perhaps even a second town centre. Does have 4 villagers on stone, so I get the feeling it could be for a second town centre. And that could be an option for Recon to try and secure some map control, at least control of wood lines. Placing a second town centre on a wood line on the prairie could be pretty helpful for Recon, as he sends a spearman out onto the field. Looks to actually just try and push away the scout for the French, and Leenock just backs off there. That scout will heal up though. Leenock coming out with an outpost rush on the gold, and that's huge because, well, the Holy Roman Empire, they do thrive in the Castle Age, possibly with the Burgher Palace. But these 3 villages will help Recon to stop, well, help Leenock to stop Recon getting to that Castle Age, as we do see now those 3 villagers going to be mining gold, taking his opponent's gold as the knight protects that position. Recon is of course off of gold, looking to get the second town centre, play an extended feudal age, which is a tricky one because that's where the French often thrive, that feudal age where they have the town centre running faster than their opponents, so they always have a villager lead. Of course, the Holy Roman Empire do have the prelate to compensate, but the French in the feudal age can be incredibly strong, and does look like it's going to be a second town centre build for Leenock as well, looking to secure a woodline. Spearman is out, does take out that scout. That scout didn't actually heal up for too long. Leenock does lose it, and he might probably look to train another one. We'll see. Spearman charge against the French Royal Knight, but Leenock obviously keeping him alive for now. Interesting opening to this game so far. Tower Rush coming out for the French, and HRE looking to secure a bit more extra map control, the berries and the wood line. I mean, it's a bit of a tricky one because, of course, Recon couldn't necessarily venture out too far, but doesn't really secure that much wood with this. He does have access to the berries very close by. He's going to struggle for wood, you feel. And if, well, Leenock spots that, he might even think about dropping some more towers on other wood lines to stop an expansion. In any case, there is now arrow slits in this outpost for Leenock. Wants to make sure that the Holy Roman Empire doesn't push this position anytime soon, at least. And behind all this, as you can see, 2 villager lead for Leenock, courtesy of the French town centre. And the second town centre going on the boar, building it with 10 villagers. No real pressure coming in from Recon, of course, going for spearmen. Lacking the mobility here, HRE, and that's expected in this matchup. And it just kind of highlights the tempo aggressive nature of the French civilization. They have the French Royal Knight out and about nice and early, and it causes their opponents to switch into spears, which is obviously a much less mobile unit. And that gives Leenock the freedom of the space to pick up, you know, key resources on the map like the boar without any sort of harm. Is keeping a knight back at home just to defend that position, just in case He's playing it safe, of course, and keeps a scout on the south on this gold, which is exactly where Recon sends his villagers. He wants to get to the gold to possibly get some upgrades. Does take out another scout. That was the second scout, actually. So Leenock did actually open with 2 scouts in this game. Quite a few idle villagers there in just outside the town centre. Can only fit, I think, 6 villagers. Oh no, he's moving 2 more. Yep, we should be able to fit 8 around the board, and that's exactly what happens right next to the town centre. You can't ask for a better drop-off point there in terms of distance. Can be a blacksmith and barracks and an archery range, so one of each. School of Cavalry, of course, acting as a stable, and there's the blacksmith going to be giving those all-important upgrades. The French, of course, getting access to Bloomery for free, the first melee upgrade for the attack at least. And that will increase the damage by +1, which is not all that a lot when you consider the fact that the knights are incredibly strong in terms of their base attack already. And they've got 30 lance attack at the moment, 29 +1. 29 as a base damage is huge. Some more outposts coming up for Recon to give some vision, a couple of walls as well to protect presumably this wood line and that stone. We will see what he manages to do. We'll keep a scout on this southern eastern border as well, just to see if he's going to be under pressure, which he possibly will do with that knight circling around. The spears are on hand, moving in that direction. Leenock will have to be careful about that. Might take an engagement here, Leenock. Needs to be careful. Gets the attack notification though, so should spot it. Knight does get hit a few times there. Leenock investing in some more blacksmith upgrades, going for iron undermesh to increase the ranged armor of all non-siege units by +1. And, that's an interesting choice actually. Maybe if we're looking to dive the town centres, because there aren't any archers on the field, of course. There is that Recon Cathedral, going to be giving the Castle Age uptime or upgrade for the Holy Roman Empire for Leenock there, for Recon rather. Going to go with the Regnitz Cathedral, which will act as a monastery and also be able to make the relics generate 100% plus more gold. And then that will be nice for the bonuses if you can actually access those relics. That's the concern for Recon though. Will you be able to make that landmark count? Because a lot of the relics are, well, pretty contestable. When you're the French, you can really contest them quite nicely with the mobility. Things quiet this stage of the game, 10 minutes. Another stable coming out, so really Leenock doubling down, really making a big feudal play here. Certainly committing to that feudal age with that second stable. Chivalry upgrade coming in too, forestry as well. Looking to get the eco upgrades, has wheelbarrow already, of course. And I was looking to get the steeled arrow upgrade, presumably for his archers, which will be probably coming out soon from the archery range. They are being trained as we speak. 12 military to 13, pretty neck and neck. Relatively equal villager count as well. And there will be the Castle Age time coming in for Recon. Now, this is a concern. We've talked about it on the channel before many times, actually. In Age of Empires 4, when you age up, that can often be your most vulnerable time. Because, of course, it's very expensive to go to the next stage. 1,200 food and 600 gold. And, well, Leenock will know about that. And he might look to be putting some pressure. Immediately moves his army towards the right. And there is a bit of a couple of units. Just 3 spearmen here coming for Recon on the west. Maybe looking to get some reconnaissance, some scouting information as a knight and a scout heads towards the berries, looking to now pick off that prelate. Now the spear may be looking to protect the prelate, and that's exactly what's happening, but a lot of military here for Leenock. Outpost doing good work, giving some vision, but also some protection. As 5 villages are garrisoned, still garrisoned actually, so there is a bit of idle time there for Recon with 5 villages, which is not ideal. Knights are going to dive in with the horsemen. Does get a couple of hits on the villager, won't take a villager. Spearman on hand to defend for Recon though, pushes that army back. The archers follow up though for Leenock and the French. We'll pick off a villager here, you feel. 2 do go down. There's another barracks coming out. Villagers, oh, they took a big charge attack from the knights. Does lose a couple more. The villagers garrison inside. The spearmen chase. The problem for Recon is the archers in the back. Now, these are Castle Age knights that are there for Recon. They are getting picked apart by the spearmen. The spearmen doing good work there for Leenock, all things considered. Man-at-arms popping out there as well for Recon. We'll be taking some good fights here in Recon actually. Going to push this back a little bit, but the archers doing some damage against the spears. The trouble for Recon is the spears going down to the archers means that the knights can get good hits on the melee units, the man-at-arms. And overall, actually not a bad trade there for Leenock. It has double the army, has more villagers of course as well. And that was probably a bit of a win there for Leenock in terms of destruction value. As you can see actually from the bottom left, destruction value rather certainly is in the favour of Leenock. In fact, it's double. Leenock also getting horticulture, making sure he gets the eco upgrades for his feudal age villagers. But now that we are now moving to the stage of the game where farming transitions are coming in for Recon underneath the Archon Chapel, he is limited to these wood lines because he's given up a lot of map control. Of course, going to the next stage means he has less military. To compound the issue with the fact that the French are highly mobile and often for large parts of the game have that map control, which you can see still is in the presence of Leenock. He has that map control, and slowly but surely, well, he does have a decent amount of wood left there, Recon, but that's going to be running out. Of course, though, to be fair, it's just focusing mostly on food and gold for the highly armored units, the knights and the man-at-arms. So wood's not necessarily something he needs as an urgent matter, as a couple of knights do head down the south, which, well, Recon is aware of. And now Leenock is transitioning to that castle age of his own. I suspect he'll want to keep those knights alive because he will be going up with the Royal Institute, the Third Age landmark for the French, which houses all technologies. Well, something's going on here, so let's take a quick look. But yeah, houses all technologies unique to the French. Research is 30% cheaper here and ignores age requirements. That is huge. The Castle Age Knights there for the French will be incredibly strong, and bloodlines will be coming in soon, I suspect. Of course, you will need to upgrade those knights to the Castle Age version as well, the veterancy upgrade for the French Royal Knights. And if you can do that, get the French veteran Royal Knights as well as bloodlines from the Royal Institute. Those knights will be incredibly strong. There's a bit of an engagement here. Archers are a little bit exposed there for Leenock, but spears are in the way, and that's not a fight that Recon actually can take because of the spearmen. There's the age up for Leenock, getting to the next stage with more villagers, with a better economy. Well, actually, that could be debatable. He does have a good number of villagers extra, 6 villagers, but he doesn't have the Archon Chapel, which of course the Holy Roman Empire do, is sending 2 Royal Knights there to charge this down. If it does get a charge attack, that could be quite strong. Speaking of charge attack, French do have Cantled Saddles, an upgrade which increases the bonus damage after a charge from +3 to +10. And it certainly isn't the first thing you want to queue up playing as the French. Of course, you want to upgrade your French Royal Knights to the veteran Royal Knights and then get bloodlines and then get Cantled Saddles if you feel like you need to. Cantled Saddles is very much a situational thing. If you feel like you're going to get a lot of charge attacks, could be useful. Knights do need to charge away from that fight though, so that would be a bad trade if he tries to go for that. A couple of relics possibly coming in now. In fact, I say possibly. Well, I mean, Recon's actually done pretty well with the relics so far. He's managed to get one in his grasp there. And I'm not sure where the others are hiding. It felt like he had a few, but in any case, just the one so far actually. Man-at-arms are going to dive on that position. The archers should be able to do a little bit of kiting. Knights are tanking the fight, and that's not a good fight for Recon. A couple of man-at-arms do die to the retreat. Man-at-arms are technically countered by knights, so that's not ideal. But Recon looking to reclaim that gold again. 8,000 gold was in that mine, and well, it's quite funny because Leenock has actually taken quite an extensive amount of gold from that vein. Women are being charged by the French Royal Knights. I'm surprised that Recon didn't turn around and fight. He does, but a little bit late. He lost a spearman or two. Loses a man-at-arms on the retreat, and that outpost is still live and kicking right from the beginning of the game. The matchup was a hard one. I just get the feeling that it's going to get even harder as the game wears on because Leenock is edging towards that 40 military number mark, and that's a sweet spot for the French, especially when you consider he has 14 knights on the field. And I feel like it's just not enough military here for Recon. It's going to be pressurized soon. Most of the upgrades have actually come in now for Leenock. He's even investing in balanced projectiles. And it's got siege engineering, which you can definitely tell because some of those rams are coming out now. Looks like the ram rush is underway here for Leenock, looking to pressurize the issue. 15, 16, 17 almost minutes into the game now. Reached that 17-minute mark and a ram rush is popping out for the French. Leenock just keeping things busy for Recon, making sure the attack notifications are coming in, destroying houses where he can, and just getting value where he can here. The ram does start to pressurize a little bit. Recon will be aware of that situation. Just one ram for now, just even taking a farm whilst he can. Spears are going to charge in, but there are veteran archers there for the French. Going to take out the spears, and man-at-arms might want to charge, but without the spears now, the knight's going to dive in. Oh, there's just not enough spears here. The man-at-arms won't be able to survive this alone. Not against the knights tanking with the archers in behind. And the rams there as well, staying alive. And he's going to dive the economy here. Leenock's looking to pick off value. Just picks off another spear and is going to start focusing on villagers, splitting up his knights, Takes the engagement now with the ram, just focusing on the farms. And this is actually smart because even if Leenock doesn't kill on this fight, well, he's destroying economy. Archers here enough, and that is a forward keep coming up for Leenock. It looks like this game is over. The Holy Roman Empire struggling on prairie versus the French, and it's Leenock's French, no doubt. And there are even arbalètrières there to focus on the highly armored units, and that's a problem for Recon because the arbalètrière will essentially counter everything that Recon has right now, which are knights and man-at-arms. But that is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Leenock's French wins on the prairie over the Holy Roman Empire. I hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. It's a tough one. Let me know what you think about the matchup. I feel like HRE really struggle. Anyway, take care and see you next time.